7-round A-plus mock drafts roll on. I'm ESPN draft nerd Jeremy Green. Miami Dolphins, only 4 picks, got to make them count. Lost your first-round pick for, flirting with Tom Brady or Sean Payton or whichever one they actually took it away for. First pick's not until 51. Ideally, a Jahmyr Gibbs or somebody like that, a playmaker to add to the offense. I don't think one of those will be there, but you do need a tight end, and there will be one there, and I'm going with Sam Laporta, tight end out of Iowa. I absolutely love this kid. There was some buzz early in the process that he could go as high as the back end of the first round. I think there is some low-key George Kittle in him. 6'3", 245, was productive at Iowa, ran a 4.59 at the combine. Really experienced, has seen a ton of targets, really can do everything as a tight end. I haven't seen the high-level blocking that I know Mike McDaniel really seeks out of his tight end, but I think it's there. I think he can do it. We just haven't seen it yet because Laporta was really one of the only offensive weapons that Iowa had. So you saw him more out in route and doing things like that. You're going to have to teach him the angles. I think the wham block that George Kittle perfected with the San Francisco 49ers is something that he can do right now. Don't know that he'll ever be the great lead blocker that Kittle is, but that's why you can get him here in the second round. First pick for the Miami Dolphins at number 51, Sam Laporta, the tight end out of Iowa. Going into the third round, pick number 84, Andre Carter II, edge rusher out of Army. I really feel like Miami needs another edge guy, and I'm really high on Carter. I feel like he is a victim of two things. He had one of the worst combine workouts I've ever seen. 11 reps and ran ridiculously slow. It's unofficial. I just don't really know what he was. I don't know if he came in unprepared or what the case may be. Then you add that to the fact that the tape this past year was not as good as you would want it to be. He was a really productive edge rusher. 15 and a half sacks at Army in 2021. Then I feel like everybody kind of narrowed in on you're the only one that we really have to worry about. He's really thin. 6'6", 256 pounds, but he's a thin 256. You're going to get a lot, I think, early as a situational third down pass rusher, come in, really get after the quarterback, which he can do right now. Is he ever going to be able to hold up against the run? That's really the big question that could push him even further down the board than this, but this is a significant drop from the first-round grade that many of us had on him coming into the year. Miami then takes a great break from 84 to 197, and in the sixth round, Kenny McIntosh, running back out of Georgia. This is a kid that I am not as high on as a lot of other people in the industry. 6 foot, 204, ran a 4.6, 240, which I really feel like is going to hurt him. I only saw 1 year where he was really the guy. Georgia has been running back over the last few years. I think he's a complimentary running back to start. There was much less boom bust in him last year. You see the burst. He's a really good pass catcher. I know that you've never really seen a ton of that out of this offense, but I think you should. I know you re-signed Mostert. I know you re-signed Jeff Wilson. And I'm not telling you that Kenny McIntosh is ever going to take over and be the 3-down back because I just don't think he is. And he didn't have the greatest he hasn't had the greatest process, which has pushed him all the way down to here. There was a time that we thought he was going to go late in day 2. I don't see that now. I see him more as a developmental piece that can come in as a third down back immediately, really help you in the passing game, and would be a nice pick here at 197 for the Miami Dolphins. Final pick in this 7-round mock draft, because Miami only has 4, Jake Witt, offensive tackle out of Northern Michigan. I am dead sold that this kid is going to one of these type of schemes because he is super raw. Only played tackle for 2 years, came into school as a tight end, actually was moved to tackle in the middle of a game at halftime against Ferris State. One of the best edge rushers in the country was just eating their lunchbox, and they slid Jake Witt out to right tackle. First time he ever played it, never touched the quarterback again. And that shows that he's got a lot of real natural ability. He was a 265-pound tight end 2 years ago. Really mobile. Ran a 40 in the 4.8s, even at his ridiculous size because he has gained about 40-ish pounds. developmental project. This is a guy that you're going to put on the practice squad. You're not going to see him in game action for one full year, but he's going to get drafted, and I think he's an ideal fit in the zone scheme where you get the tackle out in space, and you allow this kid to use his natural ability, his natural athleticism to make plays. I don't know that he's ever a starter, but if I'm going to take a lottery ticket here in the 7th round, this is the offensive tackle I'm going to take it with. If you like these picks, if you hate these picks, feel free to throw that in the comments. If there's a player you want to know how they fit with the Miami Dolphins, you can throw that out there as well. We will be releasing my 7-round full mock draft, shorts, reels, TikToks, all those things, pick by pick, one all the way to the end over the course of this week, leading up to us being live for every pick of the 2023 NFL Draft right here on YouTube. Join me, Mullet Mel, Floster Dumbass, whatever you want to call me, Tank Spencer, Football Farley, Brian Haynes, HWA, Hot Wife Amy. Will all be live for every pick, breaking down every player that your team gets in the 2023 NFL Draft.